everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much. And if you're coming over from the premiere, thank you so much for coming in and watching the premiere. Hopefully you liked it. And that was just the embarkation day. I got to admit, this was a long cruise, and I'm still not like completely back because it's just tough with the time changes and I don't want to call it jet lag because it's not jet lag, ship lag. But it was, and I hate to say it because I do it. It's like the third year in a row. It's like a cruise of a lifetime. I had a great time, and I'm gonna go over some of the things that we that I thought was special. My son's not going to join me. I was going to let him come on and talk about what he thought was special. It is it's a challenge. Whenever you go on a cruise that long, it becomes a challenge as far as um, keeping active, keeping busy. And for me, when I was talking about this yesterday a little bit, I started off, gangbusters. Hey, let's do a live, let's do this. But then the internet started going in and out, and I just got kind of lazy. I was going to redo this intro, this intro that we just saw. I was going to redo that. Did I do it? Nope. So it's still a work in progress for me. But I appreciate you guys all showing up and showing the support. This will probably be like a 2-part series. Next week, I'm going to do Banter with Bill. This cruise was so long. I'm going to talk a little bit about the cruise itself and the stops in Japan. And then next week, I'll do some of the stops in Alaska. But also next week, I'll be doing some giveaways of some of the things that I picked up in Japan, in Alaska. Excuse me. I lost some of my stuff in Japan when I went to see Mount Fuji. We went out on a little ferry boat or whatever, and this wind came along and snatched my bag, and everything was flying everywhere. So I lost quite a bit of my quite a bit of the souvenirs that I had from Japan, but I still have some things, and I'm going to pass those out next week. And a couple of other things, I want to do. I don't know if this will be next week. Maybe it will be. Maybe it won't be. But the 2,000 subscribers, I want to do that and giveaway. And I reached 600,000 views on this channel. So I thank you guys for all the support. Without you guys, I wouldn't be anywhere. I'd be here with my family only, which is how this started. But let me go down the chat real quick and see who's here. Scott is in here. Welcome in, Scott. Appreciate you being in here, my friend. Let's get the banner started. You got Denise, Bone Tired Travelers. Welcome in, Denise. Mona, thank you for stopping in. Cruz Bolero, appreciate you being in here, Cruz Bolero. Everybody saying hi. Liz. Z, welcome in, Z. I was thinking about you today, Z. I appreciate you doing the real ID, because people, they waited to the last minute for the real ID. Hopefully everybody got it, but Z did a little video for about real ID, that how you need it now. And everybody's saying hello. Keisha, welcome in, Keisha. I think I cut it off, Keisha. I think I cut off in my whatever they call it, reactions. Trisha and Bert Nichols, welcome in, my friends. Appreciate you being in here. Scott, I do not. This is why I like Scott. When we do our show Wednesdays, Scott, handle it. Because I really don't know, Scott. I'm up here. I did something today, Scott, and who was it? Vicky, Foodie's Vacations. Right? That was it. I believe that's it. Anyway, Foodie, Vicky, was talking about like adding like media to your thing. And I tried to add Google Slides to this presentation. and I'm gonna see if it's there. I had it up earlier, and I got some pictures. I'm gonna talk about the cruise, but I had some pictures I just wanted to go over with. Obviously, I'm going to be putting out more videos as I go along, so you can look sometime beginning of next week. You'll see another video out, and I'm gonna try to do 2 videos a week until I get done with them. It's probably be about 7 or 8 videos, maybe a couple of days be combined. I've noticed a few people. David Atkins, he was one that was putting out videos from the cruise, so just be on the lookout for the videos. Shannon, Brian Towns, welcome in on the Facebook side. Is that Shay? Anyway, welcome in from the Facebook side. I appreciate you coming in here, my friend. Well, let's get started with the cruise. The cruise itself, probably the toughest part was the flight over. That flight from Detroit to Brisbane was like 29 hours. 20. Hold on. Who's this? Embarkation Nation. Happy birthday to you, Jen. Happy birthday to you, Jen. Happy birthday, Embarkation Nation, Jen. Thanks for stopping in. But anyway, anywho, the flight over there was a beast. And luckily for me, I had like an exit row, and I was able to stretch my legs out. But 5 hours to Los Angeles, 15 hours to Sydney, and then another couple of hours to Brisbane. That's a tough trip, but it was well worth it, and I did it. Thank you. Carnival. I got on Carnival a little bit yesterday about reusing names and stuff like that, but Carnival has been very good to me. I cannot lie. Carnival has been good to me as far as the deals. I mean, I've been good to Carnival too. Don't get it twisted. They're not just giving me free cruises. They're not giving me cruises for $100. There's a reason they do that. I try to make it a balance where I don't gamble too much. So I gamble just enough to get me like the interior room. I might step my game up one of these days. Might step it up a little bit. Get the ocean view. Maybe that balcony. Oh, look at Embarkation Nation. Don't you giving me a gift on your birthday? Stop. Thank you, Jen. Hold on. We got Bone Tired Travelers. They got one. Cruise Bolero. Trisha and Bert Nichols, welcome in to the family. Scott McNeil, welcome in. And Shay, welcome in. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the Strong Crew. I'm going to try to get better. I am no Carnival cruise addicts, so I'm going to try to get better with my my content for my let's hold on. There we go. Let me take that off. With you guys and give you like things that I'm not giving to other people. A lot of times what I do, I for my members, I will preview the video ahead of time. I didn't do it this time because, well, quite frankly, I didn't finish it until this morning. But I am going to try to start doing that. And I want to also, I said next week I will be doing a giveaway on this channel. I'm going to do a giveaway for members only. So you guys made it just in the nick of time. But I, just some of the things that like next week I'm gonna be giving away is this magnet right here. I forget what these are called, but these little things right here. I forget what they're called. Anyway, from Alaska Cards, a fan from Japan, little Oriental fan. Anyway, some of the things there's some other stuff I'm giving away. I'm giving away my VIP hat and my pin from the cruise. Where do I have that here? I do. I'll be giving away this hat, my VIP Luminosa pin for those of you that collect pins. I have one of those already. Uh, in in Japan, they also had this little like a keychain. So just a lot of little things that I want to give away. I had some other things, but as I said, they're at the bottom of whatever river or lake that is out there by Mount Fuji. So it is what it is. Elisa, welcome in. Hold on. Clock Family Adventures, welcome in. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Elisa, yep. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. As far as just the flight over, it was tough, but I was able to sleep, and the next day I was fine. And if you go back, you can see a video of what I did around the city. Had some great barbecue down there at the riverfront in Brisbane. Great time. People were very friendly. I really enjoyed Australia. I would like to go spend some more time over there. But when I do these long cruises, it's like, how long do I want to spend away from home? And who knows? Uh-oh. Embarkation Nation, 37 days clock. But all that being said, boarding was easy. In Brisbane, they have a new terminal. There's nothing really around the area, so it's like if whatever you want. If you want to get bottles of wine or whatever you're going to do it before you get to the port area, because there is nothing around the port area in Brisbane. Bottles of wine and things like that. Any sundries you might need to get, do that ahead of time. And the one thing about excuse me, the one thing about these journey cruises is they take status away. And if you watch the video today, I was saying what Scott always kind of says: if everybody has priority, nobody has it. Well, that's the way this was. Everybody was diamond. Everybody was platinum. Everybody. I mean, the cruise itself almost made everybody gold. There should have been. There were. I saw blue cards and red cards on the ship, but there shouldn't have been any. Blue card is your first cruise up to 24 days, I believe, is red, and then after that you're gold. Well, this is a 29-day cruise, and Carnival honors your that cruise, whatever you're turning on that cruise, they honor that for the entire cruise. So really, there should not have been anything lower than a gold card on this cruise. There were a few, and a lot of people. Who does a 29-day cruise for the first cruise? I mean, that's you're going to be spoiled. So, anywho, it all went off without a hitch, and you started meeting people. And I mean, I'm telling you, for the first, we had 9 days to start the cruise off. Well, let me back up for a second. People, I like my cigars, right? Right. I brought a few with me, but it was like, I'm going to Australia. I can pick up some cigars. They are very hard on cigarettes and cigars. And a pack of cigarettes it was $52 in Australia. I didn't say a carton of cigarettes, a pack of cigarettes, $52. Long story short, that means a lot of people, like buy tobacco and they roll their own and things like that, and the black market and all. $52 for a pack of cigarettes. My goodness. Cigars were kind of the same way, so I didn't pick up any cigars in Australia, but I'll pick up some in Japan. I messed up. Scott says he rolls his own. Yeah, Scott. Well, I heard that was very popular. I heard that was very popular over there, Scott. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look into how legal that was over there. So, but they said a lot of the Australians, Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Anyway, a lot of people they were into that, and for the price of cigarettes to be that high, I can see why. So anyhow, I'm going back down to 9 sea days in a row. If you ever been on the Luminosa, I always talk about the Luminosa. The Luminosa is an okay ship. I don't think it's really well. Jennifer Embarkation Nation, they're going on an Alaskan cruise on the Encore, Norwegian Encore. They have like an indoor area where you can look at the Alaska, skyline from inside if you wanted to. You can step outside if you want to, but you and Luminosa really doesn't have that. I mean, if you really want to see it, you have to step outside, and it's cold. I mean, they have good viewing areas on the third deck, on the ninth deck. The good viewing areas. It's just you're outside, so if it's cold, if it's rainy, you're gonna get you're gonna get the weather. So Elisa says, not asking any questions, Scott. No, Keisha, $52 a pack, 20 cigarettes, $52. I know. I mean, it sounded crazy because that's exactly what I said. It can't be. Nobody would smoke. I would think they had a ton of smokers because when I go up there smoke my cigars, they're up there smoking their cigarettes. It's insane, and that's Australian. So you're probably $52. You're probably looking at $35 a pack US, maybe something like that, maybe a little less. I didn't do the conversion. Um, it was crazy, but the Luminosa, I don't know. It just I think the Luminosa is more of a warm weather type of ship. And hey, Emily, welcome in. Um, I believe it's more of a warm weather type of ship. And Carnival, for God bless them, for whatever reason, they don't like they don't like closing the roof. So they do have like a pool that's in an enclosed. It can be an enclosed area if they close the roof. And as we got to Japan, Australia, warm. 9 days to get to Japan, it's cooling down a little bit. And they really could have closed the roof to allow people to use the pool that they had inside. The longer it went on, the less people used it. Finally, about 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, they decided to close the roof as we were heading to Alaska. Jennifer, mommy millionaire, welcome in, Jennifer. Appreciate you being in here. So, those are just some of the things that I didn't like about it. And when you have like the Lido deck and it's too cold to use, now everybody, instead of hanging out on the Lido deck, everybody's hanging out inside. And if you ever been on the Luminosa, there's only like two floors. You have the ninth floor, the Lido deck, and the buffet. If the Lido deck is closed, everybody is on the second and third floor, if not in their room, and it just made it crowded inside. So that was one of my the downsides of actually like being on this cruise was that as it started getting colder, everybody was inside. Nice people. I will say, people are just. Let me take this hide the current comment. I will say people are disgusting as far as coughing in their hands and grabbing tongues, and that's when they did cover their mouth. A lot of people just didn't even cover their mouths, and even like on we have a page, a Facebook page, and people are talking about they're sick and stuff like that, and I'm like, no kidding, no kidding. And there was one day I felt like I was coming down with something. I slept a little while and hydrated myself, and the next day I felt okay, but it was a tough crowd. It was a tough crowd, and my biggest fear on being on a cruise that is that long is getting sick. I'm making sure here that Um, I didn't miss anybody. Oh, see, okay, Emily is dropping the links. Thank you, Emily. Um, so I mean, as I said, it was a great cruise. No complaints. Getting to Japan, um, the ports that we hit, the first one we hit was like Okinawa, and I, I absolutely I loved it. I loved Okinawa. That's Z's place. Z's always talk about Okinawa, and I can see why. Uh, Very friendly, easy to get around, uh, clean city. I mean, it was a great time. I would like to go spend some more time over in Japan, but do it like a land vacation and go over there and spend some time. Uh, Okinawa, there's a lot of history there. I thought there would be more of a crossover as far as language, as far as the English language, because of Okinawa and the military base and things like that. But there wasn't as much. But it was easy. They have Didi. Didi is like Uber here. They actually have Uber, I believe, but they had Didi, and they had that in Australia. So it was easy to get around. And even if you don't know the address, if you put the store's name or wherever you're going's name in, it takes you there. So you don't really need to know the address. The only time you need to know the address is if you're getting a cab and you got to tell them where to go. So it was using Didi Uber was like the easiest way for me to get around. They do have buses and transportation like that, but uh, it was easy for what I was doing. I didn't want to take a bus and walk because I wanted to go to the shopping area and buy things and it was easier for me to just take a cab over, spend $10 or $15, whatever the cab ride was. It wasn't too bad. I did wind up walking back, but I wound up walking back so I could get some pictures of a it was like a temple. If you watch my shorts and you saw some koi fish, I believe that's where the koi fish were. So cab down, walk back, and looking for cigars. Couldn't find any. Nope, scratch that. I did find a couple of cigars. Don Quixote is like a mega mall type building. It's like 4 or 5 stories tall. It has everything in it, and they're all over Don Quixote stores. And you've everybody from the cruise ship went there. Antoinette at Fun, welcome in, my friend. Hey Scott, are you going live tonight? I rushing. I didn't even look to see whether or not you're going live tonight, Scott. Let me know if you're in the chat, or Denise, if you're in here. If you guys are going live, let me know. Um, so anyway, oh, there's Scott. Uh, it made it very easy, and there weren't many cruise ports. I love it when they drop you off in town, and you're down there with the locals. They're going at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Denise. Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Scott or Denise, I don't know if you're Scott. You're okay. Scott, you are a moderator. You can drop the link. So anyway, I mean, I loved it. I was in heaven. I mean, my son, I think he wanted to move there. My daughter, when we went to Paris a long time ago, she wanted to move. She wanted to move to France. My son, I think he wants to move to Japan. Um, he he was in heaven. He plays Pokemon Go, which I do too a little bit, but my phone didn't work right. Anyway, he was catching Pokemon over in Japan. He was so happy. And he met a little friend over there. She couldn't speak English, but she came up to him, and I guess she must have saw him playing or something. And they communicated. They exchanged names and whatever they do on Pokemon Go. My son, he's gonna get married in Japan. Anywho, Gwen, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in, Gwen. It's good to be back. I don't know how long I'm gonna be back. I've been looking up cruises. I don't know. I may have to get out of here. I don't think I was meant to stay home long. Um, but anyway, going on from there, I will say uh, one thing, and that is we went to Hiroshima, and I went to Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, World War II, Japan attacked at Pearl Harbor. A lot of people lost their lives at Pearl Harbor. Hiroshima is where one of the atomic bombs went off in that area, and I did a tour there, and it was actually one of the saddest spots I've ever been in my life. There's been three. Um, I went to a museum here. We have an African American museum here in Michigan, in Detroit, and the way like the slaves, how they were brought over and how they were treated, it's heartbreaking how that was done. I went to Pearl Harbor and thinking about the loss of life there, and how Arizona, I believe it was Arizona, was sunk, and they didn't do a recovery. So it's actually a memorial. So you go out there, they never recover the bodies. The bodies are still there. They never were recovered. And I thought that was one of the saddest things I've ever seen. I went over to Hiroshima, and this probably will be the last time I do a memorial, like a tour, because um, it was heartbreaking. And I know we were at war. I know war is hell. I get it. But when you think about, um, 8:15 in the morning, uh, kids going to school, people working. I know you had factories that were part of the war, and just what happened there. And then in the memorial, it's a atomic bomb Peace Park Memorial, which I'm going to show you some pictures a little later of how bad it was and the number of kids that were affected. And it really, I mean, it will bring a tear to your eye. I mean, war is not for. And when I hear about these wars and stuff going on, I mean, war is what is it good for? What is the old song, war? What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. I truly believe it. And God bless all the veterans and everything out there. But uh, Jennifer, uh, I think she's talking about my son, talking about he's going to get me. I'm putting Billy's business all out in the street. So, but anywho, um, yeah, that was truly heartbreaking. And when you go in there and see the pictures, and the number of people that were lost then, and I understand it was war. I mean, I'm not picking sides or anything like that. It was just sad. That was probably the worst part of this trip. And I didn't think it was going to be like that. I didn't think it was going to be like that. I should have done like where they had like an underground um, camp for the soldiers. I probably should have did that instead of what I did. Hold on, what time is it? Okay, plenty of time. Um, the one thing that after Hiroshima, we're going to go to Tokyo, and I had a choice with Tokyo. I made the wrong choice. Tokyo, major city. It's supposed to be like New York on steroids. I mean, it's the buildings, the flashing signs, and all this. Tokyo was supposed to be uh, there, or you can go see Mount Fuji. I've always wanted to see Mount Fuji. I always wanted to go to Tokyo too, but I always wanted to see Mount Fuji. And I looked up a tour, and it gave a picture of Mount Fuji, and that picture was like what I dreamed of. Little lake in front, the mountain behind it. The lake was like glass, so you see the reflection of the mountain in the lake. And I'm like, I gotta go see that. That's what I want to do. The problem with that is it's a two hour drive to there to see Mount Fuji. You could see it from the ship. But it was like a 2 hour, 2.5 hour drive. It's a 9 hour tour. So 2.5 hour drive up there, 2.5 hour drive back, and you have 4 hours to roam around. And they took you out on a little. They gave you lunch. They took you out on a little ferry to get a better look at Mount Fuji. And I was somewhat disappointed in that. I wanted to see Mount Fuji, but I didn't get the clear view that I wanted. Um, I went out on the ferry. This is where I lost the souvenirs, my souvenirs. I went out on this ferry. It was windy as can be and cold, and I wound up having my bag blow over. I had a t-shirt or two. I caught those. I got those, but the rest of the stuff, RIP. But I wish, and I want to go back. I'm one of these days I probably will fly back to Tokyo, because I mean I saw pictures from other people and it looked like an incredible city. And the one thing, what was tough to do? They had vending machines on like every corner. They had vending machines, sodas, pop, coffee, the vending machines all over. They had no garbage cans, no garbage on the street, but no garbage cans. It was tough to get rid of garbage. So I got I think a Coca-Cola, and I finished it. No place to put it. So I went to a store, bought the cheapest thing I could find, and then gave her, oh, by the way, can you throw this away for me? And that's how I got rid of my trash. But it was strange to be such a neat city. There was no place to throw away garbage. I did hear that, it's not proper to walk around and eat food. How we get fast food and walk around and eat, that it's not proper there. They, if you're going to eat, you sit down and eat. But they have vending machines on everything. But most of it was things that you would drink, but no garbage cans. So anywho, long story short, if I had to do it all over again, I would go to Tokyo, to that busy intersection. I forget the name of the intersection, but it's like where people cross all different types of ways. It's supposed to be the busiest intersection in the world, and I would have loved to have done that, but I didn't. I didn't get my international license, so I didn't take one of the little go-karts and dress up as a Mario character. I got to go back. It wasn't enough time, and that's the problem with cruising is there's never enough time. And I want to go back and experience Tokyo the right way, the proper way. Let's see. Everybody's speaking. Emily. Yeah, Bill. The NMAAHC in DC also shows the lives of the slaves. I don't think I saw that one, but the area is downstairs in the lower level. Yeah, no, it's sad. Hey, Tanya, welcome in. Welcome in. I don't want to fall too far behind in the chat. Welcome in. Saying hello to everybody. Yeah, those memorials can be very sad. And long story short, my emotions, I've always kept them in check, but it really bothers my mind at times. Keisha, better the bag than you blowing overboard. I was scared, and they had the nerve to have a swing out there. Did I put it in there? I don't know if I put a picture in there, but it'll be in one of my videos. A swing on that little ferry. Pete, welcome in. I appreciate you coming in, Pete. I missed. There you go. Hey, Pete. Everybody saying hello. Konnichiwa. I did. We one of the things on a cruise like this, which is nice, where you guys saw, if you looked at one of my lives or one of my shorts or one of my whatever, that they origami. They were teaching us how to do origami. They also had Japanese classes, and I didn't pass. I mean, I didn't do well. But konnichiwa, and they were trying to get you to be able to function while you were there in Japan. Dark Theme, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Big Murph's Life. Thank you for stopping by. I am behind. Yeah, these longer cruises, they have naturalists where they they teach you as far as the ocean life, things that you might see, and in this case, you have whales, you have active volcanoes, you have going to Alaska, you got the sea life and the bald eagles and the whales and the dolphins, and I mean you saw a lot of everything. My only problem was once it started getting cold after the first few days, first well, I shouldn't say few days, first 10 or 11 days, it started to cool off, and especially as it got later in the day, you just didn't spend much time outside. uh Z, what did you think about Okinawa? Z, I loved it. We were just talking about the Naha. We were talking about that, and very friendly people. My son, I think he wanted to move over there. I think he said he wanted to move over there. Who knows? But no, I loved it over there. The cruise itself, it became tough because you can only do so much trivia. And 29 days, I mean, my having my son on it made it easier for me. I've done long cruises before, but usually, I go and I meet people, and that was in this case. And the uh, the smokers, I know a lot of you don't smoke, but the smokers, very friendly, and it's like a meeting point, and it's like something that everybody has in common there. So you're able to meet friends, and it was a very very social group. Um, and I mean, I still get messages, this day, from people from the um, that smoking group that we had. They have trying to find entertainment. You have on these longer cruises, they bring people on like some of these singing acts. They came on in Japan, but we got 7 days to our next port. So you got some of these, they're on there, and they stop at the piano bar and they try to entertain as they can. So I mean, if you ever get a chance, make sure you get out there and try to do a journeys cruise and go someplace where you haven't been. God bless Alaska. I don't want to go back to Alaska. I come to realize the only cold place I want to go. There's two cold places I want to go: Antarctica, or at least around Antarctica, and Norway are the two only cold places I want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go back to Alaska. I do not. Hold on. Let me see something here. Oh, it did pop up. I got a couple of pictures here I wanted to show you. Hold on. I learned how to use Google Slides. That was my very first chocolate martini on the ship. Actually, that wasn't a martini. It was a chocolate mocha something, I believe. The funnel, which you don't have the well tail, but the funnel of the Luminosa. Now, this is me. Like the first couple of days, I was all into it. I'm with my laptop, and I'm working. I'm out there. That's on the Lido deck. It was still warm then, but the Lido deck was open. It was warm. Uh, I gung ho. I was going to come back with all kind of content and videos and have them all ready when I got back. Yeah, that didn't happen. Emily says, "Bill, how do you feel about Alaska? Is that how you feel about Alaska? Is how? Oops, hold on, it skipped on me. Is how I feel about the Philippines. I never want to go back there. Just saying, I want to do the Philippines one of these days." Scott says you should have done the trend build. This is me before my first martini. This is me after. No, I never overindulged on this trip. No. Nobody wants to see drunk Bill. Look at Bill showing media. Scott, I did it. Vicky's brought it up, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And with StreamYard, they use like Google Slides, Keynote, and something else. So that's so surprising you tapped out of Alaska. I'm not a couple of things. I did have a winter coat, but the cold rain, it's just not something that I want to do anymore. It's beautiful out there. I just don't want to. I like warmer climates. Bill, since you would be going on a cruise, you would have a much better time. Well, I'm gonna find out. So anyway, that's me going gangbusters. This is like the pastime. Being on a cruise ship is. I got my beignets there. I forgot where. This had to be the C-Day brunch, and the beignets. I had to try my beignets. So I'm just looking out the window. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Hold on. Let me see if I can super chat. Okay.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Dollar. Ching, bling, bling, what's the chatter?
Here comes the money.
I don't want to run it twice. Thank you so much, Scott. I appreciate that. That's what go into the cruise fun. Cruise fun. Anyway. Hold on. Carnival Cruise Addicts, welcome in. My goodness, I was mixing those two channels up. Controversial Cruising and Carnival Cruise Addicts. I was mixing up the channels, but thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Hold on. I'm not like Scott. I don't have multiple ones, so I'm giving you the same one. Let's see.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Dollar. Ching, bling, bling, what's the chatter?
It's funny that Scott works 5 jobs and 7 days on YouTube, and he's the one that has more time to create all this media software. And I don't work at all, and I can't find the time. Look like Jamia. Welcome in, Jamia. I see somebody saying, "Hey, Jamia." Thank you, Jamia. If you're in here, thank you for coming in. Oh, there he is. There he is. There she is. Thanks, Jamia, for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, embarkation. Thank you, Jennifer. Yep, Jennifer. It's your birthday. Stop. You bought memberships and now you're giving $5 to the chat. Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me pull out the song again.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Dollar. Ching, bling, bling, what's the chatter?
Scott, I need a new one. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on it. Tanya, thank you so much. My goodness, I appreciate you guys. You made me cry. Hold on.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Dollar. Ching, bling, bling, what's the chatter?
Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. That is really nice of you guys. Thank you so much. Who knows? It may go to a deposit for my next cruise. Let's see. Okay, well, let's go to some slides. This was another one of the pastimes. Following the ship, following where the ship is at on the map. So just watching us leave Brisbane and just watching it go up to the Pacific Ocean and towards Japan, and that was one of the pastimes. Yeah, like I said, there's not a whole lot to do. This was one of the things that kept us occupied. They have puzzles. They put puzzles out, and people walk along and stop and put the puzzle together. Another one of the pastimes. So, as I said, these type of cruises might not be for everybody. If you need the roller coasters and and the water parks and all that. Yeah, these smaller ships that go to these ports, they don't have all that. So to entertain you for 29 days, this is kind of what they do. This is the young lady. I forget her name, but she was teaching the Japanese classes, and right there is origami. She's working with the origami, teaching us how to do it. There's Zach. When you cross the equator, they have a ceremony, the King Neptune, and it's like a ceremony they have for crossing the equator, and the polywogs, and they punish the polywogs for eating up all the ice cream on the ship, and King Neptune passes out the punishment, and thumbs down, and Zach here, they throw him in a pool and cover him with old food and all kind of stuff. And I think, did they wax him? They might have waxed like one wax strip from him to give his punishment, and I forget what his punishment was. I might have been eating all the ice cream, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what his punishment was for. And one of the traditions is to kiss the fish. Kiss the fish. All this you'll see in a video coming up where everybody lines up. This is an ice sculpture, but there's a big fish there that you're supposed to kiss. That's as close as I got to the kissing the fish. And going through Japan, going through the stores, they had all kind of picture opportunities, which is what I thought. And I was so fascinated on being in Japan at the time. This is one of the temples I believe in Okinawa. I'd have to look it up when I do my video. I'll have the name of this place, but it was like one of the temples that they had there. Let me make sure I'm catching up with the chat, keeping up with the chat at least. Bill, get a tissue. I know. See what those bearded. Oh, Keisha. Yes, I can. After Embarkation Nation, can I imagine Andrew doing it? Yes. After 8 or 9 days at sea with nothing else to do, I can see him stop me because I stopped. Najuma Brown, welcome in. Rubbing on Donna's bum and kissing cold fish. Bill was in a different world. Will G, welcome in. Will G is going on the Luminosa. See, Will G, he's not going on a 29-day cruise. He's going to Alaska, which should be fine. Dress warm, dress for wet weather. Will G, I was saying earlier, I don't know if you were here, there's really no like enclosed area to watch like sea life. So dress warm. I don't know if you have a balcony or not. The balcony on the Luminosa, a balcony would be the best thing to have because you can step out your room, look at whatever you want to look at, and then go back in your room. For me, I had an interior room. I had to go, everything I had to do outside, and it was cold and wet. Don't remember exactly. I think this was when we were approaching Japan. This right here, this is one of my favorite pictures. There's a little lake, right, a little canal that they have here. But the building, can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. But that building that I'm looking at is the atomic dome. That building is one of the few buildings that survived the atomic blast. And it's like one of the historical spots in the world. But that was the atomic dome. If you ever want to find out more about it, that was one of the buildings that survived the atomic blast. And this is just a monument. 8:15 in the morning. That's when August 6th is when the first bomb hit. This is my tickets for the excursion. Instead of going to Tokyo, I went to see Mount Fuji. And Hakone, it's an open air museum. If you watch my short and you see a big statue with a gray man with a heart beating in the middle, that was from that museum. But this is Mount Fuji. And I think this was actually from like the little ferry that I went on. I think this was from the bus ride up there, and that was a better picture to me. I mean, I expected this picture with a lake right in front of it, and I never got that picture. Anyway, if I go back to Tokyo, I'm going to Tokyo. I didn't find many cherry blossoms, but I did find a couple. Tokyo International Museum. This is what is it? Hakone. How do you pronounce it? It might be Hakone, something like that. Hold on, can I see the name of it right there? Anyway, it was a fortress. This was part of the Mount Fuji tour, but this was like a fortress that they had, and that is like a model of what the fortress looked like. And this is from they have a tower like the Seattle Space Needle that you can go up and look out over the fortress. And this is like looking over the city. And this is actually inside the fortress, walking around and seeing the different temples. That particular building was a temple, and you had to take your shoes off to go inside. And this is us getting ready to leave, I believe. And this was another one of my favorite little pictures. I think this was in Aturo, Japan, where I just walked around and visited some shops. So that's it. So, and that's Google Slides. Scott, we can do a class on Google Slides. I know how to do it now. So we can do a class on that. But that was just some of the things that I did. And as I said, the videos are coming out, a ton more pictures, ton more shorts. Before you know it, I got 5 more minutes. Before you know it, it's going to be on to the next Journeys cruise. I do believe I want to do more Journey cruises, and I've looked at a couple of them. I think what I might have to do though is go to a different cruise line. Carnival is they're kind of offering the same ones, and I want to get away from that. They do have one coming up that goes to French Polynesian Islands, and I want to do those again. Let me catch up on this chat real quick. Embarkation Nation. Oh, Will G, you do have a balcony. Perfect. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah. Well, I had an interior room. I did whatever was the cheapest. That's what I did. And I got up. I had to bundle up every time I went outside. Keisha says, Denise, I just washed dirt off my face and from under my nails. Gardening life. Emily says, I would watch that class, Bill. Oh, Trisha and Bert, thanks for the pictures. I got a ton of pictures. I tried to get more pictures, but you know what I didn't do? My son and I, we don't have many pictures together. And I didn't realize that. We have a couple of pictures of like we're sitting down in a theater or something like that, or at dinner, and we take pictures. But like being out and about, and we never bothered people to take pictures of us together. I regret doing that. We're going to have to make some more memories. He's going with me to Barcelona, so when we go to Barcelona, he'll be there. We'll have more pictures of us actually doing things. Cruise Nuts, welcome in. Appreciate you being in, Cruise Nuts. Before I forget, because it's about that time, but the magical hour is about to be upon us. 9 p.m. tonight is going to be Thirsty Thursday with Denise and Controversial Cruising. Scott, make sure you tune in and check them out and maybe win some prizes. I'll be on next week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. with Scott. We're not sure what the topic's going to be. I might have something to give away for that too, because I know I want to give away. Whoops. Some of the things I got. This is a little tote bag, the VIP tote bag. Did I tell you I'm diamond? Anyway, this is a VIP tote bag. I'm going to give that away also. So the cap, the pen, some stuff from Japan, some stuff from Alaska. I'm gonna give a couple of things away probably on next Wednesday, and then on Thursday I'll give away the rest of it. I have to figure out how I'm gonna do it. Mine will probably be simple as far as like pick a number or put them on the big wheel or something like that. I'm not. I don't. Some people do like they ask questions as far as what was in my videos. If I give away something bigger, maybe that's what I'll do. Like if I give away a $100 cash app or something, maybe I'll make you have to watch my videos to be able to win that. But for things like this, I think I'm gonna just do like spin the wheel or pick a number. Hold on. Z says, Bill, Bill, is StreamYard raising their prices again? I don't know. They raised the prices. I don't know. I think I want to say I spent $40 on StreamYard. They actually went down. Whatever it was, I had it before. I think the price actually went down because I was paying more because I like to broadcast out to three platforms, and I had to get the $40 whatever to do that. Oh, you didn't know, Clark? I'm Diamond. I'm working on Diamond on MSC. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be Diamond on MSC. Hopefully, even though I'm not getting any special deals now. Thanks everybody. Thanks. I appreciate everybody going to MSC and them not giving away cruises anymore. Thank you so much. Anywho. So next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to try to be on a regular basis, unless I go on a cruise. If I go on a cruise, if I can get good internet, I don't mind still doing a show from the cruise ship. It's just this last time on the Luminosa, it wasn't it started off well, and maybe because we were in like the Pacific or something, I don't know. It started getting really choppy. So yeah, I kind of stopped doing it, and then I got lazier and lazier as it went on. So who knows? But next week will be giveaways. So make sure, Emily. I'm going on World America for Thanksgiving. Me, I think PK Adventures. I think he has a group cruise going. I booked it already, so I'm going to be on the same ship with Ryan. I'm not part of his group cruise, but I'm going to be on the same ship. I saw Tinkerbell went. A lot of people went. Embarkation Nation. They have a few things out, mostly shorts. Clock went. They're just taking their time. They want to hold on to the videos so that everybody else can put theirs out first. So they want to be last to put their videos out. Am I right, Clock? Am I right, Jennifer? Trisha and Bert, they're cruising in 8 days. What are you cruising on, you guys? World of America. It looked awesome. It looked awesome. I saw your shorts. It looked like Chloe had a great time. It looked awesome. And the price was right. But I wanted to go to Japan instead. Emily says Tinkerbell's videos are out. Clock, was it Clock or either Clock or Embarkation Nation? They did a cabin tour. The Sunshine out of Norfolk. Hey, a cruise is a cruise. I don't care. I mean, you may hear me talk a lot of junk about like the Luminosa. I would do the Luminosa. I would prefer doing the Luminosa in warmer weather, but I would do the Luminosa in a heartbeat. Any particular cruise ship. The older I get, the less I do. So all the roller coasters and the giant swings, excuse me, I don't do that anymore. So I don't necessarily need that. But the bigger ships do spread the people out a little bit. There are more people, but they spread them out well. So that's what I love. I love about it. Hold on, the Speakeasy is out. I don't know if I saw that or not. Was it a short or anyway? Clock Family Adventures. They have a video out. Go check them out for World America, Embarkation Nation. That I wish I only lived an hour and a half from a cruise port. I wish. I really, if I did that, I probably would try to stay on a cruise. I probably would try to live on a cruise ship, or not live on a cruise ship, but go a lot more than I do. Anywho, people, if you get a chance to do a journey cruise, make sure you do it. I am going to get ready to get out of here. I'm going to go try to find me something to eat. I appreciate everybody coming in here. I appreciate all the super chats, all the channel members. I appreciate it. All the new channel members. I appreciate it. I remember the short. I'm trying to remember the video because it seemed like I would remember like a drink or something from inside. But Jennifer, I will go check that out as soon as I get off here. I'll grab something to eat and put it on. Emily says Trader Joe's pizza. That sounds good. I'm in a mood for pizza. Keisha, have a blessed night. Keisha, you too. Everybody have a good night. Remember, as Scott always says to remind me, people, make sure you stay strong and embrace the journey. And I will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. If not Wednesday, Thursday at 7 p.m. next week. And we will be talking more cruising. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bum, bum, bum.